barley water. Something else. What's your price?
Look here, another video. Now, as you know, the name, the Tommy Robinson name is obviously not the character's real name. As we know, it's absolutely loaded with code of all type of things, you know, from black civil rights via that book, you know, that book, you know, forget exactly what it's called now, right, but plus also gear rights via Tom Robinson, you know, the singer, completely full of codes. Now, another one is basically the Robinson's squash or barley water, right? Now, this was a very famous drink in Britain since about 1960s or something. Very famous drink. Here you see Robinson squash, called squash, created by Fred Robinson in the 1930s, right? So you're taking an idea like, you know, Fred Robinson, right, and then you're creating Tommy Robinson as a sort of brainwashing idea, right, to get into British minds type of thing, right? But it's a well known, as it says, a household sort of name. And it was very famous on the Wimbledon tennis tournament, you know, when they used to show it up. And quite a lot of people used to watch it type of thing, you know, even people who didn't play tennis type of thing, you know, like poor people and that, they used to watch that. And you would always have the sponsorship by these Robinson. So it's a very well known name, right? So as you see here, real fruit in every drop. Squash, right? So basically, when you have this Tommy Robinson PSY-OPS, you've got an element of this in, you know, like the idea of being a squash, right, and a dilute, because this is basically this drink, right, is a dilute drink where you put a certain amount of water in with a certain amount of the juice, right, and that creates. Obviously, the stronger you want it, the less water you put in. Right? So when you've got this hidden code in the Tommy Robinson type of style, where it's basically fascism, racism, nationalism, this type of thing, right? But diluted. Right? It's like a dilute version of like a fascist type of idea, right? And they've always provided fascist type of characters, you know, like Oswald Mosley and. What was the other one, you know? A few of them, right? To provide fascistic characters, right? And this is basically the latest in a line of their own fascist characters, what they're given. But it's diluted, you know, it's like fascism light, you know. It's more water than actual juice. You see what I mean? That's into this PSY-OPS, right? So as you see, the dilute drink refers to beverages that have been mixed with water to reduce their concentration and intensity. So this, in Tommy Robinson PSY-OPS, this is a fascism light, you know. It's like a weak, watered down version of like a fascist type of idea, you see. Which obviously, you know, they're doing to ultimately bring about, you know, like acceptance of multiculturalism and all that. And this character is totally part of that, you know. He's not a genuine sort of opposition to the state, you know. He's a state agent. You see, he's a mixer, you know, right? You see, when you've got like the Robinson squash, the barley water, right? It's a mixer. So when you go to a mixer event, you know, the social gathering, right? Obviously, you know, it's to bring people together. You know, the mixer idea, right? It's not to divide people, as obviously is the claims about the Tommy Robinson, right? But in their Masonic sort of ways, it's ultimately a thing to bring people together, i.e., immigrant people and people of different countries. See, that's a way they're using it, the mixer. Of course, this agenda is of course part of it. Interesting there, you see, put out on the 777 code. Of course, when you have the Tommy, and of course Thomas is one of the biblical characters, really, known for his struggle with doubts and his eventual acceptance. See, so it's like they've got a doubting Thomas figure who's against, in a way, up to an extent. He's against the race mixing type of thing, and then eventually he's going to accept it. So it's all part of a psyop towards ultimate acceptance of the multiculturalist agenda. Thomas's initial skepticism and his eventual acceptance. So, as I say, everything about the Robinson character, is a dilute, and eventually, see, it's to dilute the nationalistic sentiment of the British people, and squash it, to basically quash, like when you have that idea of quash a rebellion type of thing, And everything about this Robinson character is basically in a contradiction, So, for example, he's against Muslimism, but he's not against Hindu and Sikh, So he's not against actual racial groups taking over Britain, see? But he's against a certain religion, And this is why I think they actually created that religion, Muslim, to utilise as a scapegoat for making a further acceptance of Judeo-Christianity and Hinduism. That's what I would say, which are basically the same thing, It's totally contradictory, He's not against the race, but he's against the religion. Of course, a religion is like pie in the sky, you know what I mean? So basically, using the juice metaphor, you have the phrase weak as water, And like I say about that juice, if you put too much water in it, you basically get a glass of weak water, It was always the main thing about those juice, them squashes and all that, And here you see the Robinson squash, To put down or suppress, completely quell, subdue. To make void, annul, or set aside. So basically talking about the British people, the native British people. To make void, annul, or set aside. And just basically override the wishes of the actual British people, for obviously this internationalist agenda. And basically crush them,